Today, we're going to dive into a question that, seriously, affects every single one of us online. Who really owns your digital identity? And, well, the answer might just surprise you. You've seen this button a million times, right? Log in with Google, log in with Facebook. It's everywhere. Pops up on pretty much every new app or website you visit. And of course, you click it. I mean, why wouldn't you? It saves you from having to dream up another password you're just going to forget anyway. It's the definition of seamless. Just one click, and boom, you're in. But hold on, have you ever just stopped for a second to think about what's actually happening behind that click? When you use that button, who is it that's really unlocking the door for you? And more importantly, who holds the master key to your entire digital life? So this brings us to this concept of an identity provider, or an IdP for short. In simple terms, it's a service that basically vouches for you online. When you log in with Google, Google is acting as your IdP. It's telling that new website, yep, they're good. They are who they say they are. They're essentially your digital gatekeepers. Now, while that's super convenient, this whole centralized model has created what we can call some old world problems. You see, there's a hidden cost to all this simplicity, and it's a pretty steep one. Okay, first up is the honeypot risk. These big providers, they store millions, sometimes billions of our accounts all in one central place. Now for hackers, this is just an incredibly tempting target. It's like a giant honeypot of data just sitting there. If they manage to breach the provider, every single account connected to it is suddenly at risk. And this is a really crucial point. You don't actually own that identity. You're basically just renting it from the provider. They have the ultimate power to suspend or delete your account whenever they want, for any reason. And that could effectively erase your digital existence across dozens, maybe hundreds of services, all without your consent. Then there's the whole erosion of privacy thing. Because they're the gatekeeper, these providers can see every single application you log into. They know how often you use them, and this lets them build up this incredibly detailed profile of your online behavior, which, as you can imagine, is super valuable for targeted advertising and, yeah, surveillance. And finally, this setup creates a massive single point of failure. You know, if your identity provider has a server outage, it's not just one service you can't get into. You're suddenly locked out of every single site and app that relies on that login. Your whole digital life just grinds to a halt. So let's just recap for a second. On one side, you've got the promise of simple, one-click access, easy peasy. But on the other side, you've got the harsh reality. Huge security risks, a total lack of real ownership, constant tracking, and this fragile system that can lock you out at any moment. But what if there was a different way? What if we could shift this entire paradigm, move from just renting our digital identity to truly, actually owning it? This is the promise of decentralized identity. It's a fundamental change where you, the user, hold the unique cryptographic keys to your own identity. Think of it like a master key that only you can use. There's no big company acting as the middleman anymore. I mean, the difference here is just stark. In the old world, the provider has all the control. Your data is piled up on their servers, and your identity can be snatched away. In this new paradigm, you have the control. Your data stays with you, and your identity is truly your own. So, okay, what are the real, tangible advantages of this new approach? How exactly does it put you back in the driver's seat of your digital life? This new approach really breaks down into 5 key benefits. First, you get true self-sovereignty. Second, privacy is built in from the ground up, by design. Third, that central honeypot for hackers, it's gone. Fourth, your identity can work seamlessly across the entire digital ecosystem. And finally, the whole system is just incredibly resilient. Let's dig into that a little. Self-sovereignty just means you are the one and only owner. No corporation can lock you out. And privacy by design allows for these amazing things called zero-knowledge interactions. Imagine this. You need to prove you're over 21 to a website. But instead of showing your whole driver's license with your address and everything, you just prove that one fact. That's the power we're talking about. And this really gets to the core philosophy behind this whole shift. It completely reframes how we think about our digital identity, not as some product that's handed to us by a corporation, but as a fundamental human right. So you see, this isn't just a technical upgrade. It's about establishing true, genuine ownership over our digital selves. The future of the internet is one where you are in control. Ultimately, what decentralized identity does is it solves this great paradox of the modern web. It gives us what we've always wanted, the convenience of a single global login, but it combines it with the security and privacy of strong personal encryption. We really get the best of both worlds. So, as we move forward into an increasingly digital world, the question isn't just about which service is the easiest to use. It's about who you will ultimately trust with the keys to your digital self, a corporation or you.